Hello, everybody. In this screencast, we're going to look at in-class assessment 1. Just go over a solution for that, just for your reference and so on. All right. So you have a calorie calculator, and you do these selections. Takes you to a screen, and you get back. Basically, we give you the option to use whatever you want to use. Calorie calculator, you can use unwind segue, protocol and delegate, or UI notification approach. I'll use the protocol. It's very straightforward. Anyhow, so let's start with it. All right. So I will create this kind of screen. So let's see the main screen. We have a view controller. That's already the main one. That's going to be the calorie calculator. Go back here. All right. So here it is. And I run the app for the first time, and I already getting it to run. Here it is. We're good. Okay. Now, what does it look like? I need a couple of buttons, some text fields, and a heading. For me, for the heading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create embedded into a navigation controller. It's a little bit cleaner to do it this way. And basically what's going to happen is that's going to show up in a navigation controller. I'll run it. Here it is. And it has some kind of a title that's sitting somewhere here. Here it is. So now let's add a title to it. So here's this. Now what is this one called? The calories calculator. And here it is, became the calories calculator, and we have a title for it. There it is. The assignment doesn't tell you to use navigation control, but I'll use it just for a cleaner kind of, or a smoother kind of look. Okay, here it is. And it should show calorie calculator now. It should. Okay. So now let me just build it. And then I will run it here. It shows calorie calculator. All right. So I have these fields 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these buttons. Okay. So let's add some buttons. Clicking here. Here's one button. All right. And then I'm going to copy, paste. Another button, copy both, paste, and then copy both. I have a lot of buttons now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here it is. What I'm gonna do is here's 1, then here is 2, and so on. So basically I'm gonna add these buttons here. Okay, I have the buttons. I'll add the constraints in a little bit, but there is one that goes from here to here. So when I look at it, I can add these. Okay, let me see what I'm going to do now. Add some labels. So I have all these labels. One label added, Control C, Control V. 2 labels now, copy them. Paste. I have 4 labels and more labels. Edit and more labels. Okay, I don't think I need these, but maybe I can copy these, paste them, and I have more labels. Okay, good. So I have labels added. Now I can take this button, add some constraints for it. Here's 1, 2, okay. Similarly, I can do one, let's say this one is, let's do 16. Add that. Similarly, 1, 16, add constraints. Similarly here, here's my 16, add constraints. And same thing here, 16, add constraints. So I added the constraints to the buttons. This is select, here's that, and where is it here? Select. All right, so I have all the select buttons set up, and we're good. Okay, good. Now I have these labels that I need to set up. Let's see. So one of them is gender. So basically here, gender. gender, weight, maybe height. Let's see here. Age and activity level. Okay, so here they are. Control, drag, drop, make this center vertically, and then add some constraints. What happens if I select all of them? So this is weight, height, age, and activity level. If I click on, let's say, shift, pick these. Oh, it's not letting me do that. Let's make it a little bit closer. 2, 3, and 4. It's not letting me. So anyway, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but again, once done, it's over. So here it is. And similarly here. Okay. And then this guy with this center vertically, this guy with this one center vertically, and similarly with this center vertically. Perfect. So I have the I have them set up. Now I can set up these. Okay. Okay, cool. So we have these. Now we can play this game and this game. Good. So now this guy we can do like this. So here and here. Click OK, and it's not happy. So what I could do is I could fix the width of these guys. Okay, I'll fix their width. Here it is, and we're good here. So now when I go here and do these constraints, it's not gonna complain. Okay, it's complaining for another reason. We'll come back to it, but let's see here. Same thing here. 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Similarly here. 1, 2, and 3. And then we can make it vertically here. Also vertically here. Center vertically to this guy. Center vertically here. And center vertically here. Okay, good. So we're done with these. Now, this is something related to priority because both of them stretch. Just change priorities. These are the priorities of the stretching or flexibility of these. I'm just going to change them here and we're good. So basically I have things happening and these I can change them to NA. So just so to show they are NA. Here is this, and we're good. So now when we run the app, this is what we get. It should look okay. The button at the bottom, we didn't put any constraints for, so it's gonna float somewhere. Anyway, so here it is. Let's put some constraints for it. 2, 3, and we're good. So that's the button, and this is a submit or something. Here's our button, and we have them done. So here they are. So to transition is very easy. I'm going to transition. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some view controllers, and I'm going to transition to them. Okay, so let's add some view controllers. Let's say here, I'm going to add some view controllers. Here's one, some more. So I'm just copying and pasting. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so I'm adding some. Let me just change my mouse. I'm using this external mouse and it doesn't let me zoom. But anyway, I'm going to zoom now. So here it is. Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are things. Select 5 selects. Two, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. So we have 5 of them. So now here is select gender. You just go here, you go from here to here, and we say present modally, and that is, we're going to change the name. We call it, for example, gender segue. Capital gender segue. Here's the gender segue. We can also include in that we can add it into also we can go here and embed this in a navigation controller also, and change the title to call it select gender, something like that. And then basically we have the title here. We can do the same thing here. Let's say this is like what, weight. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do the remaining ones. So we have the weight, height, we have the gender, weight, we have the gender, weight. Let's do the height one also. This one goes to weight, so here it is, and present modally. And the same thing here is height. So let's go here and embed in navigation controller. Height from here to here, and I'll click on present modally. That is the height one. Here it is. Okay, so here's the height. So this one is select height. I could come here and do select weight. That's, oh sorry, this is with height. Height, and then there is age and so on. So basically I'm gonna go in and add 2 more view controllers. One, another one. It's another view controller, and I'll embed them. Okay. Okay, so we did this is select age. Select age, and then similarly select activity. All right, so we're good here. And then the age, you just click, you go to, oops. and we're good here. Okay, so we got all of them done. I clean up this stuff a little bit so that I can organize my views accordingly. And here they are. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create these view controllers. So basically I have age, go here, click create a new file from templates, go touch, next, and this is the select age, create, write new file from template. Where is that here? File from template, select gender. Age, gender, weight. Age, gender, weight from template. Here is age, gender, weight, height. Okay, and activity. Okay, perfect. Go back to this guy here and add, this is select age. Go here, age view controller, gender, select gender, this is weight, okay, and then this one is select height. And then last but not least, select activity. Okay, so here they are. Now I did start giving them segue names because I need these segues to have identifiers. I'll use them later on. So this is the age segue. Similarly, this guy, this one is the gender segue. And this one is going to be the weight segue. And what is this one? This one is the height segue. And finally, this one is the activity segue. Okay. All right, so we have the segues named and ready to go. Right, so basically now if I run the app, I will segue. Right, it will segue to these places. So I get the first part of the assignment, right? So here is select. You see, it goes here to select gender, select weight, and similarly here select height, and this is age. And you click here the activity level. Perfect. So we're able to segue. I can also close. That's very easy to do. So I need to add a button at the top where you click on it, it closes. So I can do here button, and then this is a button bar menu item. Here it is. Where is one? You just drag until it appears, and then you can drop it. Okay. So the same thing here. It's bar button item, drag drop. Scroll down a little bit. Click here. Add that. Here's bar button item, and then similarly the last one. Is that the last one? Let's see. No, there's another one. All right, so here is the bar button items. I added all the buttons. Can go here and make it bordered. No, there is one called closed. I think the item is cancel. Let's see. Cancel. Just something fancy. I don't think this is needed for the evaluation, but it's very easy to do, so I'm gonna do it. All right, so here it is, and then basically I can go in and write the code for it. So basically go here, select age, go here to assistant, and basically I can go from here to here, and it's an action. Cancel clicked. I'm just going to dismiss. Control. Okay, so that's basically what I'm. For the second one, I just copied the function. I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna take this function to the button. There's that here. I'm gonna take the function to the button. Go here. And then similarly here to the button. And let's see, we run this again. And here it is, we segue and we segue and the cancel works. So I don't need to even implement the cancel in the screen here. You see they have submit and cancel. I don't need to just have a cancel at the top. All right, so here it is, and cancel works with all of them. Here it is, and then cancel works with all of them. Perfect. So now let's do the protocol. So what I'm going to do is that, let's say which one they want us to build first. They want us to build select gender. Okay, so what does gender look like here in the thing here? Okay, 2 fields, and you submit. Okay. So we'll go back to select gender. Where's select gender here? Let's close this guy. Here's the gender. So basically I'll have to add a segmented control. Okay. Here is segmented control. We add it to the top, and here we are. And I'm gonna add okay. And let's say we do a 60 or 16 at the top, and all the regions. Here it is. So here is the gender, right? And let's add the button. Okay, here's a button. Let's put a button under it. Add some constraints for it, and we're good. So now we go in and we add the code. Straightforward assistant. We can also change the parameters on this guy. Okay, so we have segment first, this is female, and then segment second is male. All right. Okay, good. So now we can get the segmented control here, and we've got okay, so that's segmented control, and then the button. Okay, so that's a submit clicked. Now here we have male or female. We check to see, so we do gender. So it's a string. So let gender is a string equal to, let's start with female. And then if segmented control index equals to 1, equal to female, else it's only 1 or 2. So basically we can just check to see if it's equal to, if it's this one, right? So basically we start off as gender equal to male or female, right? So basically we have the gender, right? So we have the gender, we want to send it back, so we need the protocol. So gender equals to, let's make it a var so that we can change it. Cool. So we have the gender when the user picks, right? Cool. So we have that. Now what I could do is I need to go back, right? So basically to go back, I will dismiss, but before I dismiss, I need a protocol. So basically what I will do is the protocol needs to send back the name, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'll create the protocol here. So the view controller. So let's close this guy. let's define the protocol. I'll call it the protocol. I'll call it the selection protocol delegate. Selection delegate. And the void, or let's say we want to create some functions. So there is a function did select gender, and it's a string. Did select activity, and it's a string. And then let's say did select weight, and not a string, it's going to be a double. And then function did select height, and it's a double. And then we can do height in what? In feet. Okay, comma. Height in inches, right? And then function did select age. We can make the age as integer. Okay, so that's the select delegate. Okay, and then that select delegate is implemented by all of them. So basically you go here in the, let's say, I know a lot of them will not need to implement these functions, but we can create one for each one of them. That's a possibility also, right? So but anyhow, so but anyway, so what's going to happen is that the implementation of the delegate is done here. So extension view controller did select delegate, and then basically all the functions. So basically you need to implement it for all the functions. So basically we'll go here and we'll wait, and it will generate apply. You need all the add subs to our conformance. Here it is. It will add all of them, right? So basically we have this, they are implemented here, right? Now all we need is to pass on that to the view controller. So basically all these view controllers, we were working on which one? We were working on the gender one, right? So let's go to the gender one. So this is gender. They need a variable that's called delegate or selection delegate. That's going to be this one. Yes. And basically that selection delegate needs to be in all of them. So here also, and here, gender height, also here, and in the weight. Okay, cool. So basically now in the view controller, when we prepare for, and here it is, and you check to see if sender.identifier prepare for segue, when if segue identifier is equal to, and then we'll have to get the names from the, I think let's pick the gender one. So the gender one is this guy, gender segue. Okay, so view controller again, and if it's gender segue, then we let vc equal to, because we are not navigating to a view controller, I know it complicates things a little bit. We are not navigating to view controller, we're navigating to a navigation view controller. So basically we're navigating to is the nav, and that becomes the segue.identifier as navigation controller, and then you get the first one as the select gender, and then select gender equal to self. You pass it on the delegate, the implementation, right? You see what I did here, right? So let. I think we're good here. So now what we're going to do, what is this? Okay, so now we go back to the age, or sorry, the gender view controller. When you have all of that, you have the delegate. So basically you do if let delegate equal to delegate, and then delegate dot did select what age, sorry, gender, and we pass gender, and we go here and we dismiss 2. All right, cool. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to pass it to delegate, and it's going to come back. So now to show you that it's coming back in the view controller here, the gender, I need to go in and update this guy. So to show you this assistant, and we pick this is the view controller. Here's the gender. This is the gender label. When you're here, we'll do self.genderLabel.text equal to the gender value, and I can store the gender value here. So basically I could do var gender as a string and question mark, right? And basically I could do self.gender equal to this, and then equal to gender. Cool. So now when we run it, it should show. When we run it, it will come back. Okay. Oh, segue.destination. Right? That's what we're looking for. Segue.destination to UIViewController, right? Okay. Let's run this again. Here we are. Click the gender. Now let's say we pick it's female. We click submit. You see female back here. Click that, male, and it's male. Okay, cool. So I'll do the same exact thing for every single one of them, right? So basically, I'll have one for this one, and then we can also do the next one and so on. But it's all the same. I'm just using the delegate. You see here, I have these delegates. I'm going to use them in the other screens. Okay, now let's do the weight. The weight is also straightforward. So here's the weight. Weight label. Cut this from here, and I'm going to put it under here. Let's add some. This is height. Let's do height. The height, and then the age label, and then activity. All right, so I can take the activity label from here to here. This is the age label. I can take it from here to here, and then this is the height label from here to here. Cool. So I have them already set up. I can even play the same game. So the activity, I can do the same thing. I need also variables to hold them. So that's the string. So this one is activity. And then here I have the weight, age, and height. This is a double. Okay. And the weight is a double. This is height in feet. And then even height in inches. Was double. Age is an integer. Okay. Double, a string, and so on, right? So basically I can play this game again. So basically I can do self.activity equal to activity, self.activity label equal to activity. Did select what await, so self.weight equal to weight, and then self.label text equal to weight in LBS. Can do something like that. Self.here, and then self.inches is this, self.label equal to this, and we're good. And then same story with age, self.age equal to age, and then the label age. Perfect. So I am able to get the values right now. I just have to work on the, so I have all the code that is needed here, but I have to also replicate this code for the other ones. Right? So I'll do else if, and else if. So these are all the segues. Gender, I need the other segues. Where are they? So I have, what is this one? Age. Okay, so that's the age one. So I have the age one done. and then this one is the gender one is done already. This one is the weight. Okay, so it's this one, then this one needs to be select weight view controller, and then similarly this guy is the height. Select height, and then this one is the activity. Cool. So I am now able to do it like this. I can even segue to make sure that things are happening, right? But you could see what is going on, right? So I am, here it is, wait, and it's not crashing for some reason, but we are not testing anything. But let's do the weight, right? We did already the gender. We're able to get the gender, right? Now let's do the weight. It's very easy. The weight one is, if you look at the layout, is just a text. Okay, so we need to add a button. Text field, here it is. Okay, and here we are. We just drag and drop here. This is the weight. Weight text field. And then we have the submit. So basically that's the button to submit. You can copy this from here and paste it in the other ones too. So select age also, we can do the same thing. Yeah, and we'll need to have these in the next ones, so just to reduce the time. And this is the weight. Okay, so let's go back here. We have that, and then we can have an alert and so on. That's very easy. I can have an extension. So basically I have an extension to UIViewController. All right, so in that extension, I can have a function show alert or title and message. Okay. Okay. Okay, just okay. We don't have anything else that we need, so basically just they have to say okay, and basically you send me a string and a message, and basically here I could do some checks. So they can do here if let weight equal to double equal to double with text field show alert. Okay, so I do that, and then basically here I can just do the weight. I have the weight, right? So basically now I can do if let the delegate equal to this, then delegate this, and then we're done, and then dismiss. We're good. Okay, so that's basically what we are getting from the text, and we're doing that here, and we have the alert dialog. Otherwise, we send it back, and we're good to go. So let's run it and see what happens when you enter the weight. And I have wired the top already in the view controller. When it receives the weight, it's gonna show it, right? So when we pick the weight, let's say 200, click the button, sorry, there's that, click submit, and you see 200. Click on that, let's say 222, submit, you see it here. Makes it perfect. So we're good with the weight. It's very straightforward, and you can see here I'm sending it back and I'm setting it to the text. Cool, so we have the weight. There is some minor cosmetic changes I need to do. This one needs to be submit. Okay, done. So I'm done with the weight. Height. The height seems to be 2 fields. Okay, cool. I can do that. I can do 2 fields. And they are occupying the same space. Like if you look here, there are 2 fields, height 1 and 2. Okay, good. So we need 2 of them. Good. So I'm going to add 2 of them. Okay, so we do that. And I think it's the last thing we added. So if we add 1 and we do Control C and Control V, we have 2. We put them beside each other. We select them, embed into a stack view. All right, so we have 2 of them. I can drag, drop, similarly drop, and then add some constraints. 16, and 16. I added constraints to the stack, and then make it maybe 16 between them. And here we are. Oops, sorry. So we have them 6 them, horizontal alignment. Okay. Fill equally. So here of them, both of them are filled the same way. And then we can add placeholder in feet. Okay. And then this one is in a, sorry. And this one in inches. All right, cool. So we have them both. Let's add a button. Here's a button, and here we go. Okay. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one is submit. Okay. Here it is. Show assistant. Here we are. Here we are. Close that. Close this. Open this. Is it connected? Yes, it's connected. Assistant again. No, I'll just go back, go out, go back in, pick this guy, assistant again. Oh man, it's not showing, no selection. Sometimes it just goes a little bit crazy, you know, so what is that? Use editor. So what we could do is we can Xcode. Sometimes if you open it and close it again, stop tasks, and then we open it again, it's going to behave. So we go here, I'll open Xcode again. What's Xcode? Here is my Xcode. And now it's showing up. Okay, I didn't do much, but now it's showing up. Okay, now the submit button, I can drag this guy here to the submit. And then this is the inches, so I can go here and say, this is action. Make sure you select outlet. Inches. Oh, sorry, feet. Feet text field. Okay, and then this one is inches. So we have this as an, I want it as an outlet. So I'm gonna disable it from here and copy this one from here. Control V, maybe copy copy that stuff from here, paste it here, Control X, Control V, and then remove this guy. I don't need it. Okay, cool. So now this guy is this one. Cool. So now we just do a little bit of checks to check to see if let inches equal to double of text field on inches. So this checks, I can check one, okay, double. Okay, I can do that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna copy. This one is the first one. Okay, that is the double. I can do the same thing with if let inches equal to double this. So now if both of them pass, we're good. Then there is an else for each one of them, and I can have another else here, and show alert. Okay, and then I could do here, I can do enter valid height, something like that. Here I can also show alert. Okay, inches, and now here I have both of them. I could check to see if delegate, if let delegate equal to this. I'll do something like this, and then dismiss true. Okay, so I'm passing on the height for both feet and inches. Now when you look at the here, when we receive it, we just display them and we store the values. So we run this again. Here it is. So I have done, okay, so this one, height in feet, inches. Okay, here we are. Show that this one. Okay, so here it is. You pick the height, let's say 5'11", 5 and 11, submit. If we needed to do more validation on the height, we can, but it wasn't required, so I'm good here. So here's this, and then we do the age. So we're done with this one. We wait. This one is the age. Age is easy. Same story. We go in, add a text field. Here's that. And we also add a button. Here's the button, and here we are. And basically we'll just add it and we're good to go. We added the constraints. Here is the button. Okay, submit, and then here enter age. And okay, so we'll go out, come back. Here we're in. Good. So here is the age. Text field, and the submit button is not wired up. Here the submit button is not wired up. We do the same thing. If let age equal to the integer. Okay, else show texts, and we are good. The same process. Okay, so now if we run this and see, okay, here we are. Enter an age, click on submit, it should show the pop-up. Okay, and then let's say we enter 55, submit, and we see 55 here. Cool. So we are very close, very, very close. Right, so basically now we are done with this. Now let's go to activity level. Okay, the activity level is the one that doesn't have any input yet. And if you look at the activity level, it has a very simple 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the buttons. I can copy them. I don't need a cancel button because I have one at the top here. So let's add some buttons. Okay. Okay. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the 5 buttons. Also, let me get what the text is. Okay, so I did get all the buttons in place. I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to embed them into a stack view. Okay, and then I'm going to set the constraints for the stack view. Let's say 16 here, 16 here, and let's say 16 to the top, and add the constraints. Here's the stack view. The spacing, let's make it 8 between them. Here they are. And then I'm going to distribution is fill equal spacing or equally. Let's do that. I wanted to take the whole screen, so we can work on that. Let's see, fill equally, vertically, fill, just fill the whole thing. Okay, here we are. So here are the buttons, they are filling, everything is good. Now we need to set up the event handlers for them. So we go here, and I will just have one event handler. You'll see now why, because all of them do the same thing. So here is 1, 2, so all of them are going to click the same event handler. And basically all what I'm going to do is this sender is not any, this is a UI button. Okay, and then basically I'm just going to do if let delegate if delegate equals delegate, right? If delegate, okay, then delegate did select. Okay, now activity level not segmented, where there is no segmented control, but what I'm going to do is activity is the button, which is the sender dot text label. Does it have a text label? It has a text label, it seems. Text label is undefined under the table view. What table view? I don't have a table view. So let's see, if we go back to the button, it has a title. Title label, okay, dot text. So what I could do, I can get that label. So I could check to see activity equals to, now I can do the delegate here, and then I'm just going to pass it. So basically I'm going to come here and say activity, and basically the activity is the label of the text. and the label are the ones that are displayed here. Okay, I can do also a trim just to make sure. Trim characters in dot white spaces and lines, something like that. So to remove all the white spaces and new lines. So these are the anyhow, I can do some trimming if I need to, but I don't think I need to, so I'm gonna leave it. Good here. Good. So here is the delegate, and then I'll dismiss. So basically I'm gonna here, anyway time we do this, I'll do dismiss equal to true. So now I don't need to do that much error checking here because there isn't an edge case that I need to check for. But anyway, let's see. Do this. Super active, and it shows super active. Cool. So I'm able to accumulate all of them. Now let me do the check, the final check, which is the submit. So now if we go back here and we pick the last screen, which is this one, this is the submit. And basically I'm just gonna drag drop here. I'll say submit clicked. And here it is. And then I can do a little bit of checking. So I have all these values that are holding these this information, right? So basically I have if gender, let's say we start with gender, if gender is equal to nil, or this is equal to nil, you fill all the fields, else we do the calculation of the VMR and all that stuff, right? We'll do that in a little bit, but else we show an alert saying that all the fields have to be filled. So that's a way to check because I have them all as optionals, right? Okay, cool. So we're done with the checking. Now we need to create the class. So basically I need an object to hold this information. So I'll create a new file from template, and I'm going to create a Swift file, and I'm going to call it calorie, right? So here it is. Here's the calorie, class calorie. All right, so here it is. We're good. So we have the class calorie, and basically I can have var. Let's do this. Let age is an integer, height, gender is a string, weight is a double, height in feet, height in inches. Let activity label as a string, and then I need an init, all of them, and init. Okay, gender, gender equals to gender, and then weight, we can store all the weight in the height in inches and then convert later on, but why? Well, I already have all this information. So here it is. Now we can when you initialize, we can also compute the BMI, or this what do you call it, this calculation that they need. So basically if you look here, there is a BMR, and that BMR is there is an equation for men and for women. So we can initialize that BMR, and the other one is the TDEE. So basically we can have BMR as a double and let TDEE as a double, right? So basically we can calculate them here. So the BMR, which is this number, BMR, it starts off by doing this math, 10 divided by times the weight. So basically, okay, it's equal to 10.0 times the weight divided by 2.205. That becomes the first part of the equation. And then if we go here, you add it to the height times this number, right? It's 15.7. Okay, so we go here, and then you add it to 15.7 times the height in feet plus 12, sorry, times 12. Plus the height in inches. Cool, so that's it, that becomes the BMR. Now if we look at the BMR, it's this and then minus 5 times the age. So basically that's this. I can put this also in a bracket. Minus 5 times the age. And then based on the gender, so basically the gender, either you add the 5 or you subtract a minus 1.11. So basically you could check to see plus. We can have, if you don't want to do it in compact form, we can have a value here. We could say, for example, var, not the multiplier, but it's the is it gender factor equals to is a double equal to minus 5. If it's a male, it's plus 5. Okay, so basically we'll just say plus 5 equal to 5. If gender equals female, then the factor is what? Is minus 6.1. So it's minus 161. So basically we just add the gender factor. That's it. So that's the BMR. So we have the BMR set up, right? And then basically now what happens after that is the activity level. And if you go up here, these are the activity levels we used, right? So basically these are the activity levels we used. We check to see if activity level equal to this, then this. Okay, we can get that from the very active. Here's that. That's the super active one. So basically it's one of these. And if you look, these are the numbers that are listed also here. So basically these are the numbers that are listed: 1.9, 7.25, 155, 13.75, and so on. So that's the TDE, right? So we have this TDE. And that's the BMR. Cool. So basically, if we run this, it compiles. I think the code already works. When you initialize, we already get the BMR. We're good. So now if we go back here, if everything looks good, then we say let calorie equal to, and this is the age, the gender, the weight. I'm unwrapping them, right? Because and this one is the height in inches, unwrapped, and this is the activity level, also unwrapped. So we have that, we have the calorie, right? And then we need to pass it forward. So basically we need to all right, so that's the activity. Good. So we have that. Now we need to create another view controller, call it details, right? From template, and we call it, it's touch, call it details. There it is. And that details need to receive that calorie object, right? So basically that calorie. So we can, where is details again? Here it is. So we have a variable. Cool. So we have that. Now we go back here. And what I will do is I'll copy these two. And I'm going to drag them somewhere here. And when you click submit, it takes you to here. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that at the top level because I want to validate and then trigger the segue. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to show, okay, present modally, right? And I am going to have a back button here that does this. But then I'm going to remove all these. Let's say we go here, and this is the details segue. All right, so now we have this guy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, so we have this calorie, right? And we need this calorie to be sent forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a var calorie, and this is a calorie, and I'm going to say calorie equals this, right? And I'm going to perform segue. Perform segue with identifier. Here's the identifier of the segue. The sender is self. And then basically we have to prepare for segue, and if it's self, then we do something. So when we do this, we'll do this else if segue.identifier, do this, and we go. So basically we look for the destination. It's the same story. We have to do the same exact thing here. This is not the right way to do this. And this is the detail one as detailed for this. And here we go. So basically we go to the navigation controller because I put them in navigation controllers, and we pass it on the calorie object. Now we go back to the detail, to the layout. Now this guy needs, okay, this guy needs to change from this to say details calculator or something. What do they call it? Your calorie details. Okay. Okay, here is your calorie details. Also, this guy needs to be the details one. Okay, and we don't need all these buttons. Okay, so I'm adding these constraints just to clean up things. I don't need to submit. I can add the button. So basically I can add the button at the top, the cancel, right? The menu button item, right? So I'm going to add it here once it lets me. Okay, add it. Here's the button. We go here and we do cancel. We change these constraints. I'm going to change them right now. Okay. Okay, so this one also. So we have changed the constraints. That's great. Then we need what else? We need to have this guy. So we need a label. Need one label here. Another label. Another label. Another label. Another label. 4 labels. Good. So we need to copy this guy here. Similarly, we need BMR. Okay, so here's the first one. Okay, 1, 2. I know it's a little bit of work, but again, it shouldn't take that much time. So here it is. Make it bold. You click here. Make this guy bold. Okay, and now we go in and do these. You can do it like this. It's fine. And similarly, here's the other one. And this is one label. And this is the other one. And I'll add the constraints. And we're good. Okay, so I added these. They're not happy. This is because of the, I think it's because of the priority. You can read about this later, but change the priority because both of the labels can stretch, right? Okay, so we have that. Now I'll go here. I'll copy some of the labels that we have here to details. Gonna paste them here, and then maybe add 2 more. One of them is the BMR, and then what's the other one? TDEE. So I have the labels for both. Now we go back here to the main and see if they're wired. Remember, I copied it, so the copy takes care of also a lot of things, but let's see. All right, so let's go here, come back. Okay, good, we're in. Okay, gender, weight, height, age, activity level. This is the BMR, and this is the TDEE. And then when we come in, let's do the close. Close clicked. That will just dismiss it. All right, so basically when we come in, we have the calorie. We can go and display the things. So now what we can do, I can get this information from here, the same approach. So basically I already have all of the display functions here. See that? And I can go back to the details. Okay, so then what we can do here is, so I can come in and say gender.text.this equals to calorie.gender. Okay, and similarly the label is activity label. This is the weight, the height, and here's the height. Okay, this is the age, BMR, TDE. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to check. I already have these values. So basically I already have these values, and basically it is calorie.bmr. We already have it. Okay, so we already have these values. So basically we could do something like this. something like that. It's calories per day, or what? K calories per day. Yeah, so here it is. It's already done. The calculation was done in the... Okay, cool. So now let's run this and see if we're able to get something happening. Let's see. All right, so I'll use one of the examples. I gave you some examples in the table. Female, 150 pounds. We'll try with that. Let's see if this compiles. It's building. We'll see if we're coming to these numbers. Okay, it's not happy. It's not happy here for some reason. Compiler, type check. Try breaking it up. It doesn't like it. Okay, so it's times weight divided by this. Maybe this one. Okay, let's see now. Okay, I just added decimal points to it. Building, building, building. Oh, 161.0, maybe that's also something that we need. All right, so I added that. Okay, so let's see. All right, it's not happy for... Okay, it's not happy, even though I already included them all as numbers, the integer. So it's not happy with the age. Maybe that age thing I could do. They wanted to break it apart. So basically I could do, let's do this var temp BMR as double equal to this plus this. I'll take this out. I'll say temp BMR and then I'm going to say BMR equals equal to temp BMR. See, well, does it like it this way? I broke it already. Of type int, expected to be type double. That's why. Okay, so I can do double let's see now. Okay, cool, we're good. Minor changes, but here we are. So let's pick the gender. Let's say gender female, submit, and then weight 150 pounds, 150, submit. The height is 5'6", okay, 5 and 6, submit, and then the age is 35, submit. The activity level is lightly active. Here is that, and I click on submit. Takes me here, tuck, 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 and here are the numbers. Match the numbers that are listed here. All right, so that just shows you we're able to send data forwards and data backwards. We can format this easily. That's very easy. All right, so please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.